right, we are done with 2022. We're into 2023, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the very first episode of the year. Laugh and be blessed. Jake Rubel, Chia Rubel, up in your ear holes. What's going on? Hopefully everybody had a great year, and this year is starting off exponentially well. I'm using big words this year.
Big words.
I'll tell you guys what I'm feeling good. I'm going to be using some big words.
Are you going to use them all the right way, though, unlike earlier?
No, I'll be messing up. I'm going to be messing up some words. What did I say? I'm feeling Clements.
Clements.
I'm feeling Clements, and because I was feeling weird, and I was like, I'm just feeling a little Clements, and she was like, what does that mean? I said, I think it means like I'm just feeling like weird. And she's like, does it? And I was like, I honestly have no idea if that's even a real word. Looked it up. Turns out it means like feeling innocent. I was like, I don't think that means what I think it means. So that's how. But hey, guys, that's what I'm doing this year.
That word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
No, that's what I'm doing this year. This year is a hot year for big words with Jake. I'll be throwing out words. I don't even know what they all are, but I'm going to be saying them. It's going to feel right. It's going to feel good. And who cares, because 2022 is under the hood. You know what I'm saying? I guess that means it's still running. If it's under the hood, it's still running, and it's done. It's over. It's in the junkyard.
So you're gonna be saying words you don't know and phrases that mean nothing.
I'm gonna try out some new phrases. I'm gonna. Why do I say it like that? I'm gonna try some new words for you. All right, we're feeling good in the studio. I don't know. For some reason, right now, I feel I feel a little Clements right now. Now, I think it's the way that I have like my audio settings set right now. I feel like just a real sexy DJ. Thank you very much for tuning in to K105. You can't do that. You got to let me do my thing.
Okay, go for it.
Thank you for tuning in to K105, the only rock station that gives you herpes.
I see now why you wanted to finish. Oh, my cheeks hurt.
What?
I said my cheeks hurt.
Your cheeks?
Yeah, from laughing.
Oh, face cheeks. I get you.
I mean, I guess every time I laugh, like my butt jiggles so much that those cheeks might hurt too.
2023 is a weird year, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else.
It's been wild. It's been a wild year.
Here's the thing: we put off doing the podcast for the last couple weeks because we were like, let's come up with some ideas. Let's hit this thing hard. And what's funny is the thing that we really came up with more than anything is that before we started doing okay, we're going to do this bit, and then we're going to do this segment, and then this segment. Everything felt better. Whenever we were just like, dude, just do the show.
Just talk.
So, occasionally we're still going to throw in, a couple of things, with the music and whatnot, but for the most part, we're just hanging out, guys. Yeah. I think we're getting back to the roots of the show.
Back to the basics.
This show's been going strong for 2 years now.
So strong.
So
consistent.
We've not missed a single time.
Nope.
And
we are in the studio every Sunday, 10 p.m. sharp.
I mean, we're in the studio every Sunday. We just ain't recording.
I'm not.
That's true.
Sometimes I'm at work.
I guess sometimes I'm not even here. You know what I mean? I feel like a real rock. I don't know what's going on with me right now. I think it's the way that we have everything set up.
I think you're just really into yourself right now.
Dude, I'm feeling it, bro. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it so much right now. You know what I mean, though? No, you don't feel. You're not feeling it. You don't have the headphones. No. Here, hold on. Okay. Check this out. Put the headphones on real quick.
Okay.
All right. Now, here's the thing. Now, hold on. You can't laugh. All right. We're gonna tune into the weather right now. It's a little dark outside, so I'm not sure what the weather is. It could be raining. It could be snowing. But, baby, let me just tell you something. It's feeling good in the studio.
I feel like I'm listening to the radio.
That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty dang good at this. I'm a good DJ.
Why don't I have headphones?
I didn't know you wanted them.
I do now.
Well, there's headphones over there. but we can only do one at a time on this computer. You know, so you could. No, that wouldn't work. You do a radio voice. All you got to do is just talk. Just get close to the mic. No, just get close to the mic like this, and just be like, just say something. Say something like real slow and smooth. Like, you listen to CHIA radio, the only radio that gives you. No, yeah, you listen to CHI radio, the only radio that cackles back.
Is this how we sound to other people?
I mean, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Now you know why I'm always so like persnickety about the audio, because I can hear it.
Quit pumping your fist on the table.
Oh my goodness! You get at me like that?
No. All right, you can have these back because they're talking back to me too.
I don't know what. It's us talking, babe.
I know, but when I talk, there's like a slight delay, and I can hear me talking.
There's zero delay.
No, there is. It's like a split second.
There's no delay.
I swear to God, it's almost like a little
delay is between your ears, not on them.
No.
Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah.
No. See, like I say no, but then like right when the n comes out, another n comes out slightly after it. I just don't think that, like, your ears are as advanced as mine and you can't hear it.
Like, you're some kind of stupid, freaking, unevolved mutant of some kind?
Not uninvolved, just like...
I'm involved. No, I'm involved in the podcast. That's the thing that I am, though. I'm involved in what we're doing. Right? If anything, I'm the most involved.
There's a word, like, to compare my listening skills to yours. What yours are... Oh, it's called being a man. Here you go. So you're a little, you don't hear things right away, so the slight delay is good for you.
There's zero delay.
No, there's like a split second.
There's no delay.
There is.
There's not a delay, because I can't handle
now
delays.
I feel weird with them off. I feel like something's wrong.
That's why I have to wear them.
Okay.
But whenever I have them
feel
on,
lonely almost.
But whenever I'm on, I feel like my voice gets down deep and low like this, and I say stuff like, tonight, we're gonna have summer sausage and smoked cheddar cheese. I don't know why. I was just trying to be fun. No, I was just trying to be funny just now, and it came out a little sexual. Like I wasn't even trying for it too. You know? Why is food so sexual?
So it can be, but also...
it is.
No.
Name a food.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes sounds so... Like, because we smashing, girl. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Cottage cheese.
Look, sometimes... little cottage cheese thighs are all right. You know what I mean? Sometimes
now,
it's all right.
Listen, when I say cottage cheese...
What do you mean, listen? I have the headphones on. I'm gonna...
Yeah, because you got that slight delay. That's right. You will hear it when I talk. When I say cottage cheese in my field, sometimes that's to describe like the way like pus might look. So
pus sounds an awful lot like something else.
Pustule?
That could be sexual.
I don't know what you're referring to.
This is a family show. Not in 2023. We getting raw with it.
Oh gosh. I'm glad you like to hear the sound of your own voice, baby.
Yeah, I mean, we had a very successful year because of it, actually.
That's true.
It was a great year, and this year's turning out to be almost as good because I did have one show, unfortunately, get moved.
Yeah.
And that's like, I hear the delay. You're a piece of garbage. You're such a piece of garbage.
It's always been there, Jake.
Probably. So January, here's where you can see me doing some shows. You can see me January 18th in Grand Rapids, Michigan at Dr. Gren's Comedy Club with A.J. Wilkerson. 2 shows. The first show is already sold out. Actually, the first show sold out super quick. I think A.J. put it online, and within like 36 hours, the show sold out, which... I mean, it's awesome. AJ's killing it. That's fantastic. So, Grand Rapids, Michigan, me and AJ will be there January 18th. Then January 19th, we are at Hilarities in Cleveland, Ohio. And then the 25th, January 25th, Zany's Rosemont in
Nice.
Rosemont, Illinois. We will be there. And then the January 27th, we will be Fort Wayne, Indiana at Pierre's, I believe. And then the 30th, January 30th, we're at Zany's in Nashville. So that's going to be great. That's going to be a lot of fun. I will say this, just because it's February 1st, we will be in Huntsville, Alabama at Stand Up Live doing Shake and Jake.
Yes.
So the next 2 months are just looking really good. And the cool thing is about that is that that's the day before my birthday. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be a good birthday for me.
Yeah, so for me, I will be performing at the local hospital, various night shifts throughout the next 2 months. Just a little med pass, maybe some catheterizations,
Your
IVs.
shows are way more expensive than mine.
Yeah.
Your shows are so much more expensive than mine.
People don't really want to come to my shows. They just end up being there.
Yeah, that's true. It's just to
weird.
pop in and see what happens type of situation. So, yeah.
They're dying to get in.
So let's just talk
You
about
didn't even laugh at my joke.
just dying to get in because
Yeah.
it's the dumbest, oldest papaw joke ever.
And it's good.
Is it though?
It is.
Is it a good joke?
It made me giggle, so.
That it's not hard to do.
Wait, make me giggle?
Yes, I make you laugh at the dumbest things. I'm not even that good.
I know.
That like I feel like I'm so funny, and then I go do a show and people are like, "Nah, he's okay," and it's your fault. You make me feel funnier. You make me feel kind of funny.
I'll try harder not to laugh.
I do want to do this. Let's recap the last year. I think that would be good. I think if we just kind of talk about last year, what how we feel about it.
Okay.
We'll go over our year. What do we call it? Our
Word of the year.
Our word, yeah, that's it. Word, yeah. I'm using big words this year, guys. Big words. I was thinking theme.
Oh, theme
was
of the year.
word. Yeah,
that is what
theme.
we call it.
So we'll go over like that, how we feel about it, what this year's theme is, and I just want to recap some of the highlights, if you will. Before we do that, though, you're dying to get into this. I would like to discuss this. I want to get it out of the way right now. Did you reach your goal?
I for sure did, and I surpassed it, baby.
You definitely surpassed it. So your reading goal for the year was 30 books, am I right?
It was 20.
20 books. So you wanted to read 20 books by the end of 2022.
Yeah.
Did you do 20?
I did.
And
80 more.
80 more.
I landed on an even 100. I actually kept myself from reading the past few weeks because I didn't want to land on a weird number like 101 or 102. I'm not OCD about that stuff. If I had landed on an uneven number like 113 or something, it would have been fine. But 101 or 102, something like that, I would have been like, oh man.
Yeah, because those could have just helped you this year.
Yeah.
Get closer to your
However,
new goal.
I think it affected my mental health.
Yeah, you seemed out of it.
Yeah.
The last couple of weeks,
I
you've been
didn't know what to do with myself.
Well, not just that, but you've been very more tired than usual, and just not focused. It's been very hard for you to focus the last couple of weeks,
which is crazy because before I got back into reading, that was kind of like a slump I would get into on a regular basis of just feeling like blah and no energy or anything. I didn't realize how much reading had helped me this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was 100. So that landed me reading 31,444 pages.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I did not reach my goal.
You didn't, and
I know. And
I'm
the thing
shocked.
is, here's what sucks, is that I had a show the other night, which was great because it was in Portage, Indiana. And it's at a place called Decibels, which is it's an event space that is attached to a bar. So it's not like a bar show, but it kind of has a bar feel. But they're trying to build a club there. Mm-hmm. They've been doing it for 2.5 years. I did one show there. The guy that ran the place loved me, was super, super nice, said that he wanted to have me back, but he wanted me to headline. And unfortunately, the booker that he used didn't want to headline me. They just wanted to keep me in the feature spot, which is understandable because they have headliners that they've been working with for years. Even though I was headlining some comedy clubs, they were just we're just not ready to really do that yet. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, that's completely fine. So he, I guess, emailed multiple times throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
And finally was like, listen, we're doing one last show that is this style of show. We want Jake Rubel to headline. And I guess he kind of like forced them into doing it. So it was really nice. Yeah, they're very nice. The people that run the place are super, super nice. I had a great time. The guy that featured for me is a guy named Billy Reno. He was really, really nice. We had a good time. We talked afterwards for a long time. But it was just a good show. It was a small turnout because it was the day before New Year's Eve, which they said they wasn't sure what the turnout was going to be, and that's also why they're changing things, is because they said since the summer it just never really picked back up. Mm-hmm. So they're changing it now to where it's going to be like an every other Friday thing, but it's going to be local comics, and then every now and then they're going to bring in, like, I think the next show that they have is with Pauly Shore. Okay. So they're going to be bringing in people like that. But they were like, you're in that rotation. We want you to come back. So I was like, totally. That'd be great.
What's that have to do with your reading goal?
Because on the way there, I started reading a new book. Mm-hmm. And I read over half of it. Mm. But on the way back, I was so tired, I could not read anymore. Man. And I was really bummed about it because I thought for sure, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to reach my goal because of this. And I just fell short of it.
What was your goal?
My goal was 30. Or 40. 40, yeah. Yeah, I was going to... They changed it. It looks different now. Goodreads updated.
Oh.
View past challenges. So, yeah, I was going to read 40 books. I read 39. Mm. It's my fault.
Yeah.
You know, it's 100% my fault. So, but that's fine.
So, what are you going to set your goal at for this year?
I'm going to set it at 40 again.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I'm going to change it. I think I can reach 40.
Okay.
So, what I would like to do, and this is something that we were talking about, making like subtle changes to the show and stuff, instead of kind of going over exactly what we read and everything. We'll just do like highlights, like maybe books that we really enjoyed or something like that, recommendations or whatever. We're really getting back to just being like, you know what, we're just recording and we're going to have fun while we do it.
Yeah.
So I would like to know, however, this is the first podcast of the year. We have 2022 behind us. You read 100 books last year. Super impressive. I want to know two things.
Okay.
Number one, what was your favorite book that you read last year? And number two, out of the books that you read last year, what is a book that you would recommend to people to read?
Okay. So my favorite book was a book called The Words.
The one that you just read.
I started reading it at midnight on the 1st, and then today is now officially the 2nd. I finished it at 3:30.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a good book. It's a good read. However, the book I would recommend is another book that I reread in 2022. Mm-hmm. It's a short read. It's a classic. It's Catcher in the Rye.
Really?
Yes.
I could not get into that book.
You got to read it the way Holden Caulfield speaks, though.
I mean, I feel like I was. I'll try it again this year.
So you can't, like... this is where I got my son's name. It's about, a teenage kid.
This is not where I got our son's name.
No, whenever I told him I wanted to name our son Holden, he immediately went to Kevin Smith movies.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I love that too.
No, I tell people that's where we got his name because that's where I got his name. And I'm not lying.
That's where you agreed to his name. Mm-hmm. I came up with the name.
Whatever.
But Holden Caulfield, you have to kind of read it like a kid talking fast. Like he explains things real fast.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't like kids. So it's like, why would I want a kid telling me things? I just like it.
I think it's a good book. And it's a book almost everyone can read. He cusses in it a lot, and there's a little bit of sexual language. Yeah. It's one of those books that
it's
at
a
one
book
point,
of its time.
Yeah, at one point people wanted banned.
Yeah.
Which even more reason to read it. Anytime someone says something about banning a book, I'm like, ooh, I want to see that.
Yeah, for the most part. Sometimes it's like, no, maybe.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God, I just got scared.
No, I was just kidding.
I'm going to find you at a book burning or something.
So, let's see. Let me look through my books real quick that I read last year. Much smaller than yours. Just want to see which one I feel like I had the most fun with. And which one I would probably recommend. Knock it off with the lighter.
And
Thank
it's just
you.
something to play with.
I know. You know, honestly, I feel like probably the book that I enjoyed reading the most.
I didn't feel like you really enjoyed reading a lot this year.
I did. My head was never in the right spot. The book that I feel the best about reading, because you're right. I didn't have a great time reading books for some reason this year. There were a couple times that I was into it, but for the most part, it was rough to get through because of the headspace I was in. But The Shining.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very happy that I read The Shining. It's so much different than the movie.
Yeah.
I feel like it's way better than the movie. And supposedly there's going to be like a Broadway show put on about The Shining. And supposedly Ben Stiller is playing Jack Torrance.
Oh, okay.
So something that I would definitely be interested in checking out. Because I feel like if they did that, it's going to be way closer to the original story.
No, Stephen King did not like the movie, correct?
No, the issue with it, too, is the fact that he was very excited to have Stanley Kubrick be making the movie. But whenever he wrote an entire script. So he basically sat down and he wrote an entire script, and Stanley Kubrick didn't even look at it, supposedly.
Oh, wow.
And that really, of course, upset him. And he was never really consulted. They just pretty much was just like, "No, you had the idea. Now we're taking it." Is from the interviews and stuff, from what I've gotten. And that sucks.
And since you've read it, you now
I
see
now
where he's coming
it.
from.
100%, because there are two different stories.
Yeah.
The Shining book is fantastic. The movie is very good too. But what we get in Doctor Sleep is much closer to The Shining. Which Dr. Sleep, of course, Stephen King wrote that book years and years later. But the vibe that you get from that, it feels more, I don't know, it feels more supernatural. Even though the whole story is a haunted house story for the most part. Well, that's not the story. That's what you get in The Shining. The movie The Shining, what you get is a haunted house story for the most part.
Yeah.
That's not the story. The story is a man battling inner demons. That is the story. It is a man struggling with his alcoholism, struggling with his anger issues. There is there's a lot more going on, and that was Stephen King's biggest issue with it. I think is that he felt that all of the stuff that like he thought made Jack Torrance was ripped away in the movie. And I 100% agree. After reading the book, I 100% agree with that. There was not as much depth. Really, whenever you watch the movie, you're basically like, from the beginning, you're almost like, well, this guy's insane. And that's not what was going on. So I understand. It's hard to make a good movie based off a great book. So did Kubrick make the right choice by making his own style of movie? Possibly. It's one of the greatest horror movies ever made. I mean, the atmosphere in it is outstanding. And you could argue that it's one of the most atmospheric movies you could ever watch. So there's that about it, and I do agree. I do love the movie. So I don't want to poo-poo the movie at all. But I'm just saying that I feel like that it's just different. Now, the book that I would recommend everybody read is kind of a toss-up between two books, because it would depend on what you like to read.
Okay.
Trejo, My Life of Crime, Redemption in Hollywood was so good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. If you're somebody who likes true stories, if you're somebody who likes redemption stories, if you're somebody who likes movies, because he's in every single one of them, I highly recommend reading Danny Trejo's biography. It's very good. If you get the Audible version.
Biography or
autobiography. Okay. If you get the Audible version, he reads it.
Oh.
I do recommend you putting it on like 1.3 speed.
Yeah.
He just reads it super, super slow.
Yeah.
But that's, to each his own. If that's not your thing, though, read Meddling Kids.
Oh, Meddling Kids is
Meddling Kids was such a fun book.
Yeah.
Basically, Meddling Kids is like, what if the Scooby-Doo gang was in real life and they grew up? Mm-hmm. That's 100% what it is. Mm-hmm. And it's really great. It's not like a kid's story or anything. Man, I remember some good ones, though. Nosferatu was so good. That's one, though, that I like the show better.
Yeah.
I do like the book a whole lot, but I liked the show
Joe
better.
Hill.
Yeah, but it's a TV show. So unlike a movie, you can take time to expand on everything. You can take the time to like let everybody breathe and simmer and become their own person. And so I dig that. So
nice.
I like that. We've not been like watching a ton. We watched Wednesday. What'd you think about Wednesday?
I really liked it.
I do too. I didn't think I was going to.
Really?
I waited a long time to watch it. I lied to everybody because everybody was like, "You got to watch it." It's like, "Oh, I'm so excited." I wasn't.
Really?
Yeah, I just wasn't. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it. From the stills that I seen and like the little clips that I seen, I was just like, "This is not."
They're what made me get excited about it.
Yeah, not me.
Especially, Jenna Ortega is one of the best new actresses we've had in a long time.
I agree.
She's a phenomenal actress.
I 100% agree.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, she was in a bunch of stuff this year.
Yeah.
Last year. She's gonna be in a bunch of stuff this year.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I liked the murder mystery about it. I love murder mysteries, so like I like the whodunit about shows. I guess I didn't realize it was really going to be like that.
Monster stuff.
And we like monster stuff, and it was fun. There was a lot of cool callbacks. All of the acting was great, and it's Tim Burton, so like it felt fun. It just felt like he does this weird thing. Tim Burton's the only dude I know. And I know him, Timmy. I know. Yeah, me and T Money, we go back.
No,
TB. That's my guy. No, but he's the only filmmaker that can make something dark and colorful.
Yeah.
Well, Dario Argentina can do it too.
That's true.
Yeah. But I feel like Tim Burton has his own.
Tim Burton doesn't focus so much on the eyes, though. So
not so much. I don't know. Jenna Ortega did not blink once in the entire
that's
show.
True.
That's a fact.
I know.
So that's pretty cool. So Wednesday was really fun, though. We did enjoy watching it. I started watching Rick and Morty because people freak out about this show. You got to watch Rick and Morty. It's the funniest show I've ever seen. Malarkey.
Really?
It's just fine.
Yeah.
It's not great. It's just fine. There's a couple things that have made me laugh in it.
Are these adults telling you it's
Yes.
the funniest thing? Oh.
People are like, and then I said something about it the other day because I have been live streaming on Twitch almost every single day. Twitch.com/Jake_Rubel. So come hang out with me there. It's been a really good time because it's like I can do a live stream while I'm doing other things and you can see the things I'm doing. That sounds like OnlyFans, but it's not. It is I'm playing video games or I'm watching movie trailers. I'll eventually probably just be like hanging out watching TV and just like hanging out with people and stuff because you can do like a Amazon watch party, so you can like watch TV shows or movies and stuff and people can just jump in and watch them with you. I like that. It's been a very fun way to interact with my friends.
Yeah.
And I do enjoy it a lot. So please go follow me there, subscribe. It's gonna be fun. I said something on there about Rick and Morty, like, oh yeah, I'm watching Rick and Morty, and people were like, oh, it's a great show, and I'm like, dude, it's fine, and they're like, well, it's hit or miss, and I'm like, it's not though.
Yeah.
South Park is hit or miss. There are some episodes of South Park that are just okay to me, but then there are episodes of South Park where I cry laughing.
Yeah.
Like it just slays me. That's hit or miss to me. You can miss a few, but you've got to hit me hard with one.
Yeah.
This show, I think I've laughed twice.
Oh, wow.
Like a good laugh, like twice.
Yeah.
So I'll finish watching it just so I can watch all of it. Maybe it gets better later. I don't know. But that's fine. But speaking of hard laughs.
Yeah, I knew you were going to talk about this.
Dude, I just
discovered this.
Last night, I started watching this show called The Detroiters. It's an older show from Comedy Central. Not super old, but it's a few years old, I believe. You've heard me talk about the show. I think you should leave. It's like my favorite sketch comedy show. I've laughed harder on that than I have almost anything ever. This show, The Detroiters, is it's like you can watch a whole episode and you like the story, you like the characters, you're into it. But then they do these little things, like just secondary things that are so funny, the way that they execute them. So funny. Like an episode earlier, they made this guy walk out of their office backwards because they didn't like his butt. And that part was like kind of funny, but that like wasn't like the real funny part. What was super funny about it is that afterwards, you can see him like walking backwards away from their office. Like this is like a couple scenes later. It's like outside of their office door. He's like walking weird and they just start yelling and they're like, walk straight. And it's the way that they like yell things and just say things that just cracks me up. It's so funny to me. So that's been a lot of fun.
I used these past few weeks to kind of binge TV a little bit. I'm still rewatching Supernatural. I'm in season 11. Still love it. Absolutely love it.
I do. I like whenever you rewatch that show because it's fun for me to like
peek over and be
yeah,
like,
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to be like, oh yeah, I like that, Rowena.
Yeah. And then I binged. There's only 2 seasons of it. Bridgerton, because I like spicy romance novels. All these girls have been like, watch it, watch it, watch it. So the first season, absolutely yes, it is this like stuff I read in my books. I absolutely love it. The second one, yeah, that kind of can be like some books, but I don't like anything where there might be a love triangle or someone might get hurt. And that kind of, I felt like happened in the second one. I'm like, I don't want your love to make someone else sad.
Yeah, that sucks.
Even though there's no cheating, like I can't handle cheating either. Don't ever recommend a book where someone cheats. I don't even care if you're married and the woman's husband is a complete jerk and he's awful and she cheats. And leave him. Yeah. Divorce him.
Yeah.
Don't just leave him. You divorce him, sever the marriage, and then go on with your love story.
Yeah, for sure. I forgot about this. I actually have watched a couple of other shows. So when we were in Oklahoma City, by the way, such a great time in Oklahoma City. Man, I had such a blast. I felt like having 2 shows back to back with Jay, by the time that we got to Oklahoma City, it was like just hanging out with the boys. Like I felt like he was like just cool with hanging out. I was cool with hanging out, and it was just a good time. Like with all of us, we got Matt came, which is my agent. He was there, which is Jay's friend. That's how we met Matt. Matt. But we had a blast, man. It was so much fun. But Jay loves like these like lawyer shows and like spy shows. I think he grew up watching like Matlock and stuff with his grandma and just fell in love with them.
Yeah, Murder, She Wrote.
Honestly, like I really feel like that. So there was a couple shows that he would watch, and I'd kind of watch him too a little bit with him, and it's cool because like you can ask him questions without him being upset. Yeah. You know what I mean? A lot of people are like, dude, just let me watch it. Yeah, but but he was just like, no, yeah, this, and he knows like a ton about him. But he was like, yo, have you watched Reacher on Amazon? And I said, no. I was like, dude, I'm not. If I'm watching a show, it's usually like sci-fi or comedy or something. He's like, dude, watch Reacher. I was like, okay, because I was talking about how the scene in Daredevil, where Daredevil is fighting all of those thugs in the stairwell, I was like, that is one of the best fight scenes in TV. He's like, no, it's one of the most realistic, but it's not one of the best. I was like, dude, agree to disagree, dude. I love that. I love that scene so much. He was like, watch Reacher. I was like, okay. And I started watching it that weekend, finished it like the day I got home. Wow. Loved it. Yeah. Loved every minute of it. I can't remember the actor's name, but it's the guy who played Aquaman in Smallville. Okay. And then later he's Hawk in like Legends of Tomorrow and stuff. He's Hawkman. Yeah. So it's him. Okay. So real big, just beautiful boy. And he's great in it. I mean, fantastic. It was a super fun show. So I watched that, and then after I watched that, I was like, oh, now I'm kind of into like this action, which I watched like Point Break and Roadhouse while we were in Oklahoma City. I was just like in an action mood for some reason. Yeah. So then I was like, okay, well now I want to watch more action stuff. Yeah. And then I watched Jack Ryan. And Jack Ryan's got John Krasinski, I think is how you say his name. It's got him in it, and I watched the first season of that and really enjoyed it. And I started the second season, and for some reason, like 2 episodes in, I was like, not as good.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'll finish it eventually, but just kind of fell away from it. So, okay. I can't think of anything else that we've watched that is relevant. Doesn't really matter. 2 things.
Okay.
What is your favorite thing that you watched last year?
Ooh.
And what is the one thing that you would recommend people watch?
Oh, geez. Okay. Oh, I don't know. That's hard.
I know. We watched so many good movies last year.
Movies and shows. Okay. Favorite movie?
Yeah.
Scream 2022.
Okay. We can do movie and TV show. It doesn't matter. It's our podcast. We can do whatever we want.
Favorite movie is Scream 2022. And honestly, if you like horror movies, I recommend it. I recommend the Scream franchise. It's my favorite franchise. Not only is it just a good story, I've never watched the MTV show, so I don't put that in. But as far as the movies, it is the only one I can think of that stays completely in canon.
Yeah.
Completely, yes. Continues on with the story. Continues to bring previous characters back from each movie. Well, that's loud.
So
Jeez.
loud. This is going to be louder.
And that's why we call it pop. And it's a realistic, but not in like a true crime
like a
sort of
serial
way.
killer,
Yeah,
creepy. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
I agree with that.
I would recommend it. If you've never seen any of the Scream movies, start with the first one, and then on 2022 again, Jenna Ortega.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, very good in it.
And why can I not think of her actual name? Sydney Prescott. Why can I not think of her name?
I'm not telling you either.
Oh, yes, you are.
Nope.
Tell me.
No.
Why can I not think of it? Nev Campbell.
Oh, you got it on your
Yeah,
own?
thanks.
I didn't even mouth it to you.
No. That woman has aged like fine wine. Holy cow. Like, she's always been pretty, but there's always like, I don't know what it was about her. She had this different look to her. And as she's gotten older, like, she's gotten prettier and prettier. But on Screen 2022, whenever someone calls her to say, hey, this is what's going on in town, she's running and you see the back of her. When she answers the phone and turns, I'm like, oh my God, who was that woman?
Hey, girl. Yeah.
I was like, listen here, Sydney. And she is the ultimate final girl. No one will ever tell me I'm wrong about that.
I think you're right.
She is the most hardcore. She's not my
favorite final girl, but she's the best.
I love her.
Yeah, she's not my favorite, but she is the best.
And I love that my daughter now, that's her favorite franchise.
Yeah, she's
a Scream fanatic.
She is a
All
Scream
she got
queen.
for Christmas was she got like a Ghostface hoodie and blanket and jewelry and notebook and just and t-shirt.
Yeah.
So TV show wise, one we started with, we haven't finished the second season though, is C.
Oh yeah.
We need to.
C's super good.
I think it's just time why we haven't gotten the second season done.
Right.
It's just such a cool concept to me.
Very cool concept.
And Jason Momoa, not only is he a phenomenal actor, he's so funny.
Yeah.
Like with his dog. No.
Yeah.
Where's No at?
Yeah.
I just love it. And I would probably recommend that too.
Okay. I would say my favorite movie is...
I don't know. Oh, Barbarian.
Barbarian. Hands down. That movie is so good, dude. It's creepy, funny, action-packed, twisty, turny. It is so original. It's like... I loved that movie so much. I had a blast watching the entire thing. I felt like I watched 3 movies in one without it feeling like 3 separate movies. It was so much fun. If you love horror at all, I 100% suggest that you watch Barbarian. Man, that was a great ride. However, The one that I really suggest that you watch, if you're super into horror movies, is In Search of Darkness Part 3. So all three of them are fantastic. I suggest that you watch all three of them. They are my favorite documentaries, so much so that if you watch the third one and you look very closely at the end through a slew of names, you will see my name in the credits. Because I helped make that movie happen. If I didn't do it,
I think it's under affiliates.
Yeah, if I did not give them money, they still would have made the movie, so I didn't really contribute anything, but just thought, I love these so much, you get my money.
You got your name on there.
Yeah, and, they've shared my posts a couple times, so pretty cool. So, yeah, definitely In Search of Darkness is the one that I would suggest. The TV show that I will recommend, which is another Apple show. This is weird because we don't watch that many Apple shows.
Yeah.
Severance.
Yeah.
You haven't even watched it
haven't
yet.
even.
Severance is, holy cow, it's good.
Yeah.
The concept of this is basically, and I don't really want to give too much away, but basically there's a company that people work for, and they have severanced their mind into two different people.
Severanced or severed?
Severed.
Big words.
Big words this year. And I told you, I don't even care if they mean what I think they mean. I'm just throwing them. Basically what it is that when you go to work, you get on the elevator, and there's this chip in your head that turns you off and the other you on.
Oh.
So the only memories that the work you has is being at work. Oh. So to them, they work, get on the elevator, the doors close, the doors open up again, and they're right back at work.
Ew.
Exactly. But for the other side of them, which people are like, well, that's the real you. And it's like, well, it's all you. That's what's crazy is you've created a prisoner of yourself. Because the other you basically goes to work, walks in an elevator, the elevator doors close, they open back up, and you're done with work. So you don't feel like you worked at all. Some people...
Because that part of you didn't.
Exactly. A lot of cool things in this show.
This is like the whole concept of people being like, oh, I wish I could just clone myself and the clone could go to work and then I get to live life
Exactly.
at home.
Yeah. But the clone is you.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. So, it's Adam Scott is in it. Dude, it is like such a really, really fun show. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Let's do this. What show or movie or both are you most excited about this year that's coming out?
Oh.
Scream, you moron.
Well,
why wouldn't it be Scream?
Because I totally forgot another one was coming out this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, Scream.
Yeah, in a couple months. Like the trailer's already out.
Really?
Yeah, teaser trailer's already out.
I haven't even seen it.
Yeah, I watched like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours actually, of trailers on my live stream the other day with people, and we just reacted to it together. It was really fun. And that was on twitch.com/Jake_Rubel. So that was a lot of fun. There's a couple things that I'm actually really, really excited about that's coming out this year. One of which is a movie called Cocaine Bear.
Huh.
It's a true story that happened in, I think, Kentucky, where a bear got basically did a bunch of cocaine.
Aww.
And went wild and just started killing people like crazy. This movie looks so fun.
I think this will make me sad.
No, dude. No.
I think so.
No. Why?
Because what happens to the bear? The bear probably dies.
Who knows? Maybe he becomes a very successful businessman on
Like he became a cocaine dealer?
Maybe.
I don't think so.
Maybe he's on Wall Street now.
I bet they killed that thing.
Yeah, it depends on how much cocaine he was on, dude. You can't put a cocaine bear down. We have to watch the movie and find out. Dude, I don't know. It looks a lot of fun. I don't know why. You don't think animals should do drugs?
I don't think careless humans should leave their drugs for animals to get a hold of to go on a rampage.
But here's the thing. Do you have a problem with people doing cocaine? I don't think you do.
This is
excessive, sure.
Well, see, so this is the hard thing for me because here where we live in the United States because it's criminalized so much. There's, geez, how do I say this? There have been countries where they have decriminalized all drugs, and they have found that not only does crime go down, but addiction goes down as well, because those people who are addicted, it's easier for them to come forth and say something because it's a legal activity.
Right.
So without having that here, yeah, I have a problem with people doing cocaine because it's illegal.
But if it was legal?
No, not as long as you can handle yourself.
Okay. So.
There's really only one
if
substance.
Cocaine was legal.
Yeah.
Should a bear be allowed to do cocaine?
No.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because they go on rampages and kill people.
But what if the bear wants to do cocaine?
Okay, well, if a human being wants to do cocaine and goes on rampages and kill people, is that okay?
No, but what if? Okay, so one bear does cocaine and kills a bunch of people, and you think that it should be no other animal should ever do cocaine again?
No.
What if River? What if our dog River was like, I can't lose weight.
Oh my God.
I've tried everything.
Can't.
I've tried everything and nothing works. I think I want to do crack. You wouldn't just let her smoke a little crack every now and then?
No.
I'm gonna let that dog smoke crack.
Are you going to be able to sit there and explain what could happen and her be able to say, is there going to be an education and a teach back moment?
No, that dog is older than me in dog years. She's a grown woman. She can make her own decisions. If that dog wants to smoke a little rock every now and then, and she can look at me in the face and say, Dad, I'm going to be fine. Mm-hmm. Spark it up, bro.
Okay. Agree to disagree. My love.
You really think I'm okay with that?
I don't
I'm not
know.
letting my dog smoke crack.
I worry about you. I really worry.
I'm not that worried. I feel all right. So our theme last year was health.
Yes.
We were supposed to be health, mind, body, and soul. Mm-hmm. How do you feel? I
did great. I lost 20 pounds. I have seriously cut down on my eating out. I'm not spending $30 on DoorDash to deliver me Wendy's at work. I've just been better overall. My mental health was great, and now I contribute that to all my book reading. Mm-hmm. Reading my books causes me to be less active on social media. I don't really pay attention to the news, and that might sound awful that I'm not fully informed. But when I watch any news site, I don't feel fully informed anyways. I feel lied to, no matter which one you tell me to go to. No matter which.
Agreed.
I just thought of Ben Stiller. But I can't.
No matter how many people you leave dead lying along. Yeah, I don't remember how it goes either.
But so, and I have a tendency to get trapped inside my own head and play out scenarios. There's always stories going on in my head.
Right.
But there's I should have done it like this. Or maybe 10 years ago, I shouldn't have had said this to this person. I wonder how that would have played out. And there's a whole scenario.
Yeah.
And then I have to backtrack in my mind to be like, how did I even get here? Because the scenario I started off with, now there's different characters, if you will, human beings. There's a whole different scenario, and I'm like, this isn't what I was even thinking about.
Dude, I do the same thing.
But when I read, for a long time after, I'll just reflect on the book I'm currently reading or that I just read and think, oh, it would have been cool if the author had done this, or if I was in that story, this. Mm-hmm. And none of it gives me anxiety because none of it's real.
Yeah.
The real stuff gives me anxiety because I'm like, oh, shoot, I should have done that. Oh, shoot, I shouldn't have done that.
Oh,
or is
100%.
this going to happen tomorrow? Or I don't have to worry about that. So my mental health was really, really great overall this year. I had slumps, had depressive phases, but overall it was pretty good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Soul, not so great. I'm still in a crisis of faith, but
Getting there.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I'm at a pause right now, but it's okay. Yeah, I'm not spiraling, so.
Yeah, sometimes you need to pause to let things soak in. If you go too fast, then you burn out.
That's
you
true.
don't take time to let things soak in as you go.
Mm-hmm. How about you?
Health-wise, I figured out a lot of things about my body.
Mm-hmm.
I feel better than I have in years.
Mm-hmm.
I found out that I was allergic to gluten, so I stopped eating as much gluten.
Intolerant. Intolerant of gluten.
Yeah. I guess intolerance is the word. It's a slight, no, she said slight allergy.
Oh.
I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter. My body cannot process gluten the correct way. If I have it every now and then, it's not that big of a deal as long as I keep track of it. So sometimes, I'll cheat a little bit and have a little.
It's hard.
It is. It's not hard. It's just that sometimes I want that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can get burgers without the bun. It just doesn't taste the same.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's better, but sometimes that bun is very good.
Mm-hmm.
It just all the flavor together.
Sometimes your wife does something you've been wanting her to do for years, and it's not that great because you had a
gluten-free apple pie, not the best.
Yeah.
So yeah, that made me feel a lot better, and I did lose some weight. I think I gained some of it back, but I did lose a lot of weight. I didn't gain it all back. I went from like a size 38 to a size 34, and now I'm juggling between 34 and 36.
Mm-hmm.
But my body's weird, and I fluctuate weight very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So that feels great. Mental health wise, I do feel like I took a step backwards. Just because,
I can see that.
Well, it's just because I felt very, very good about the path I was on. I felt very good about the direction I was going. And then some things just happened this year that were very good, but it caused me to kind of struggle with, is this the direction I want to go? Is this the right thing for me? I felt like I struggled a lot the last 6 months, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to figure out my place in everything. And, I think it's been good for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been good to kind of like, it's been humbling. It's been good. It's just been trying to figure things out. But I do feel like it was a step back from where I was the year before.
Mm-hmm.
Still in a very good place. Still not, I'm not battling suicide and depression every single day like I was. So that is a huge win.
Yeah.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I'm just not like, and I guess this would go like tie into spiritually as well. I didn't meditate hardly at all year. I did not focus inwardly very much all year. Most of the stuff that I was focused on was outwardly. And I do think that affected me. So, that's something I need to work on. I didn't grow spiritually at all. Kind of stagnant, to where it's like, I'm still seesawing on ideas and teetering on different things. So overall, very good. I think it was a successful year as far as theme goes. I really do. I think that we both could have done better.
Yeah.
But I feel like you focused mostly on like physical and you crushed it.
Yeah.
I think I focused more on all three and didn't crush any of them. I feel like I just did okay on all three. So
for people who may be new, we come up with a yearly theme. You might call it a New Year's resolution, but for us, it's we have the entire year to pretty much, what is it that I'm saying? Create better habits for ourselves that we can pull into the next year. We don't have to be perfect by the end of the year. We don't have to be spot on. Our very first time doing this was in 2018, I think. It was our year of peace. We had to work on really saying no to, because we used to be the people who every event, we were people pleasers. And so now we're fully, it's a habit and something we're fully comfortable being like, let me get back with you because I want to see, and not
being honest.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest thing is just being honest. Like, just being like, I have to see. Instead of just being like, I'll be there, and then making
trying
excuses.
To make it work.
Yeah, or making excuses and not even going. It's just being like, let me see. I feel like I've done worse with that because now I never answer my phone. I rarely respond to texts. because
you just try to avoid the situation.
it's not even that.
Yeah.
It could be people I want to talk to. My friend called me on Christmas and left me a nice voicemail and sent me a good text. And I never responded. Not because I didn't want to.
Yeah.
It's just, when I think about it, it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Like right now.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, well, I could do it, but I'm not going to right now.
Yeah.
So, but it's, I don't know. It's a thing of like, I feel like I prioritized myself so much. I'm not prioritizing or putting people where they deserve to be. So it's like, even though to me, I'm just like, it's fine. It's just a phone call. It's just a text or something. Well, I don't talk to that guy very often.
Yeah.
So it would be nice if I would at least get back with him and let him know, hey man, Merry Christmas. Sorry that I missed you. It's,
You think now you've gone a little over by prioritizing yourself more?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I've gotten very comfortable just being like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm fine with not answering this.
Yeah.
And I had a friend that was like that for years, and I got to the point where I was like, well, I was always calling them. I was always texting them. And then I got to the point where I was like, I'm going to wait
Yeah.
and see how long it takes before he calls or texts me.
It's been
That
like,
was about
what?
10 years ago.
I don't think it was 10 years ago.
Close to it.
I don't think, maybe 4 or 5.
It's been way longer than that. I've not talked to him at all since we've lived here.
I think he's met Roman, so it's 10 years.
No. If he did, it was at his parents' house. So that was not...
Oh, so just, okay, I see what you're saying. Like him actually reaching out to you has been,
At least
okay.
10 years. Longer, probably.
Yeah.
And that's fine, because that's just like, I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want people to feel, because like at this point, I'm just like, oh, I don't think we were ever really friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, I think that he was my friend, but I don't know if I was ever his friend type situation. Or maybe vice versa, however that would be.
No, you're right.
I think I was his
friend. Yeah.
He was never truly my friend.
Yes.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes it sucks.
Yeah.
Whenever it's, your childhood best friend.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, that sucks.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, it's like, well, at least I have closure.
Yeah.
Well, not really, but okay.
It'd almost be nice if he just text him and like, dude, I don't like you for this reason and I don't want to talk to you. And you're like, okay.
But I don't even think it's that. I just think it's like, I'm just not important enough.
Yeah.
In his life, which is fine. I just don't want, my point is, I don't want like this guy that just called and texted me to feel like that with me.
Yeah, because he is important.
Because he is important to me. And I don't want him to feel like, oh, well, I'm just not important enough to him. It's just like, no, dude, I'm just that guy for sometimes.
I know.
I'm 100% that guy. I don't even respond to my wife's messages sometimes. Not on purpose. It's
this
just
is actually something we've both been bad about lately because I have. And I think also it's our schedule because my friend whose son is our son's best friend, she's been wanting our son to come over and spend the night and stuff with her son. And our schedules have just been crazy and the holidays and everything. But she texts me at like 3 something in the afternoon on Friday. Well, all I did Friday after my dentist appointment was slept because I worked the night before. So I didn't read her text till 2:30 in the morning Saturday. That you can't text back at 2:30 in the morning. So what do? I plan on texting her later. Now my notification's gone.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot. My sister texted me about a tattoo my niece had got, which is her first tattoo. And I don't even know. My sister has a crazy schedule too, so I don't know why I didn't message her right back. But I think it was like a sleepy thing where I looked and I was like, oh, I'll do it later. Notification's gone. I go to text her about something else and I'm like, oh, holy crap. I was like,
yeah.
And when I finally responded, she was like, I was wondering what took you so long.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, that's the thing. It's 5:30 in the morning right now.
Yeah.
And we're still not going to bed for a few hours.
Yeah.
It's just, we have a very strange, and sometimes I'm in bed by now.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get up.
Well, and that's the thing. Like,
about this time.
If you weren't going to bed till like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, sure, you could text someone by that time.
Right.
You can't text someone at 5:30 because are they up getting ready for work?
Yeah.
If they are, they're getting ready for work. Leave them alone. Yeah. So
I don't know.
But as far as our theme goes, we're just trying to create better habits. Sounds like, I mean, we got a theme for this year, but if we keep going with this whole like ignoring people thing, we might have one for 24 too.
Yeah.
But do you want to say the theme?
Yeah, so this year is going to be our year of hustle.
So we actually might ignore people more.
Probably more. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It says we're just like, oh, we need to focus on people, but we're going to ignore them. No, I mean, for good reason. It's going to be our year of hustle because, the last few years we've focused on a lot of different things, but we've not, pushed in a couple areas that we really need to. Like, for instance, for me, I've got a very cool job. Mm-hmm. My job is an entertainer, and that doesn't just stop at stand-up. Mm-hmm. Like, luckily where I'm at, I have my toes in a few different ponds. Mm-hmm. That's kind of cool. So there's a lot of projects that I have that have to be finished. So this is the year that they will be finished. The projects will be finished this year. I will work harder at comedy. I'm going to push myself to work on new material, which I've already started. I mean, I did an hour and 20 minutes the other night or something like that, and over half of it was new material. That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. I got to keep working like that. Keep coming up with new stuff. Just work harder instead of just doing it. I want to work it. Mm-hmm. I don't want to do comedy. I want to work it. Mm-hmm. So, and what about you? What's your hustle?
So my hustle is we just have a lot of financial things going on that we don't need to have going on. We just have a lot of stuff we need. It's stuff we needed, but it's built up and
we've been very lazy about fixing.
Yeah. And about paying off. And then there's, it's something I don't want to do, but for my future and for our future in general, I need to go back to school.
Yeah.
I can't apply for the program I want until December, but my sister and a few other nurses were talking. There's other avenues you can go through and stuff. So I really need to explore these other options school-wise. Do I want to just go back and get my associates? Do I want to get my bachelor's? If I want to get my bachelor's, there's all these online options that, it might take me a few years, but at this rate, I'm not doing anything. Yeah. If I had started this a year or so ago, I'd be done and I'd have my bachelor's within the year.
Which is another reason why I need to finish some of these projects, is to free up time for me to be at home more.
Yeah. So, and
not quit comedy.
No.
But just maybe not be on the road every week.
Yeah. And, looking at things like, I might need to take a travel contract while working my current job. That might mean a hellacious 13 weeks. Mm-hmm. So, and I've talked to the kids a little bit about it, but we'll have to really sit down and be like, hey, these things might happen and we're going to have to work together as a family. They're all at the age now where they can take more responsibility around the house and stuff. And we
also need to figure out if that's the right thing too.
Exactly.
It's not. So this is the thing that me and you probably butt heads on the most. Mm-hmm. Is that your solution for a lot of stuff usually is just work harder and work more. To where my solution a lot of times is, let's slow down for a second and look at the big picture. Mm-hmm. You're just no, I see it right there. I'm going to go grab it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, hold on. There's a trap. Mm-hmm. Don't just go get it. There could be a trap right there. Mm-hmm. And you're like, there's not a trap, you idiot.
There's a paycheck.
It's right there. And I'm like, yeah, but there might be a trap. And then you go, and then Jasmine's smoking crack with liver. Mom wasn't home. Mom was out working, all these jobs. And next thing you know, our Great Dane is sparking up crack rocks with our daughter.
There for a few weeks, I need routine. And I can have routine and be night shift. I've done it before. There was a 3-week time period where, you were on the road a lot. And I developed this really great routine. However, part of that routine involved the kids and them having more responsibilities. I have done jack all with that. Mm-hmm. Every day they came home from school, it was, nope, go clean your rooms, do your chores. Then you can have your snack, and then we can talk about, I have all these chores that they can do for extra money.
Yeah.
I haven't had extra money to give them, which is why I'm not pushing it.
But it's bad because your schedule's screwed up. My schedule's also screwed up.
Yeah.
So it's there's no structure here.
Yeah.
So I feel having a year of hustle is a great idea.
Yeah.
And I do think that we should do it. Mm-hmm. But part of that hustle needs to be us hustling to make sure that our family is grounded.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
We, I guess, hustle means putting your head down and making the things happen that need to happen.
Yeah.
To me, that's what the hustle is. It's you just put your head down and you do the thing that needs done. Well, I think that the most important thing is to make sure that this is all secure
Yeah.
before, like, I don't want to do a 4-week tour, even though that's part of the hustle, because that's like, oh my gosh, at the end of this 4 weeks, I'm going to come home with a bunch of money.
Yeah.
That's going to be great. But how good is that going to be for me and Holden?
Yeah.
You know, a lot can happen in 4 weeks, especially at their ages, like the ages that they are right now. Like 4 weeks is 4 years.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they change so quickly. And already we're seeing the strain that Holden is in. The other two make effort. So that's the difference between the 3 kids, is that Jasmine and Roman make effort to come to us and to spend time with us, doing, like, whenever we're relaxing or whatever, because we are doing so much right now. Well, Holden, we have to schedule an appointment. We have to, like, be like, okay, well, we're going to do this. And then we just have to do it. So, like, I know the other 2 would be fine. I would be worried about Holden the most, honestly. Like, so, I'm excited about the year of hustle. I'm just worried.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we're
well,
both
we need
good.
we need to touch base with each other more often. You know.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big deal with, you know, when I work, everything will get really, really busy and we'll run around like crazy and stuff. And then, you know, something, you know, it's close to shift change. And I'm checking in with someone. I'm like, hey, did that person's blood sugar get checked at 5:30?
Yeah.
Because it's 6:45 now. Oh, no, it didn't. Well, we didn't touch base with our other teammates, so we didn't realize who was doing what at that time.
But that's routine.
Yeah.
And we don't have a routine here.
Right.
It was 0.
But I think even with our schedules, we can come up with some form of routine.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's just, I think, what we have to really...
But I guess that's what I'm saying. It's funny that we're working this out on the podcast for some reason. But I guess that's what I'm saying, is that, like, okay, it's our year of hustle that starts today, obviously. But I think that before we can hustle with our finances, before we can hustle in our careers, we need to hustle in the family aspect first.
Yeah.
And say, okay, we're going to put a lot of time and effort into making sure that this is taken care of. Because if we do not do that, it's going to be chaos here. I mean, because we've seen it this year. We let so much stuff get by us this year.
Oh, yeah.
As far as, like, chores in the house and just laundry and making sure that the kids have the best hygiene. Like, just so much stuff, you know? Like, the kids had more cavities than they should have.
Yeah.
And just, you know, like I said, like, little things. Luckily, their grades are good. They're all good kids. I'm not worried about any of them or anything like that. Jasmine is obsessed with a killer, but that's different. It's a fictional one for now, so hopefully we're okay. But, you know, just making sure that everybody just feels good.
Yeah.
And feels confident, and the house is taken care of. So, but I think that we're making the right strides to make sure that happens.
Yeah.
So, I feel good about it. The year of
I do
hustle.
too. Yeah.
The Rubel's year of hustle. We're going to make it happen.
Yeah. And again, we have this entire year to figure this out. Because the goal is to go into the next year with a new habit.
Right.
So next year, it won't be our year of hustle, but there will be things we hustle at. And we will know at what point is, okay, you know, at what point we need to hustle, and then at what point we need to slow down and take a break. And that's the whole goal.
Because, you know, we're carrying everything over from the last years that we're developing habits. You know, so we're bringing over our year of peace, our year of finance. You know, we're bringing over all these years.
Our year of self.
Our year of self. We're bringing these things over, but finding balance between these new things that we're adding to it. So, like, our year of peace and year of hustle sounds like those two things are contradictory. Well, it's because we have to figure out this year, how can we have hustle and peace at the same time? So, yeah, I mean, it's not that all we do is hustle all year. It's that we have to figure out that new habit of hustle while maintaining these other habits, which is why we take an entire year to focus on something instead of just being like, oh, well, this is our life now. This is what we're doing. No, that doesn't work. You know, you hear of people doing diets a lot.
Yeah.
And then you talk to, like, a nutritionalist and they're like, I hate diets.
Yeah.
Diets don't work. It has to be a lifestyle change. Well, lifestyle changes don't happen overnight.
No.
You can't just make a decision. How many people are going to get a gym membership this week and then not use it? I was one of them.
Yeah.
You know, I have a gym membership right now that I pay for and do not use.
Yeah.
But I plan on using it because that was part of our year last year. So I need to figure out how to also put that into this.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. I feel good about it, but this is the first one I've been nervous about.
Well, yeah, I'm a little nervous about it, but I think also coming up with specific days to do things, like we have specific day to do podcast. However, we don't ever put it in our calendar. We don't ever account for it if that day doesn't work. So we did it this year. So technically this is still our Sunday night because we haven't been asleep. So Sunday night. Next week we can't because I work. So I scheduled it for Tuesday because I don't work.
Yeah.
And I think that needs to be the same with some other aspects of our life. We need to sit down every month and say, this is when we're doing this thing.
Well, we also mess up and say, okay, we're having weekly movie night, weekly game night.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Monthly game night.
And hopefully it'll turn, it's like my book goal. It was 15. I read 13. So I kept it 15. I read 36. So I moved it to 20. Now I read 100.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think with goals around the house and with the kids, we aim too high.
Yeah.
And then we disappoint all of us. We disappoint the kids. We disappoint us.
Yeah.
And, you know, we should just, okay, it's going to be monthly. And it's not going to be the third Sunday of every month or
it's
whatever.
Gonna be when it can fit into the schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm nervous for a different reason that you're nervous, though. I'm nervous because you already hustle.
You think so?
Yes, and but you only hustle in one aspect.
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah.
And I'm nervous that your mind is going to hear hustle and automatically think that's all finances.
Oh, I think money.
I know.
Money. I see dollar signs immediately.
And that worries me because if you focus more on money than you are now, because I don't think, like for you, I don't think the issue is the drive, is the hustle, is the work. The issue with you is organization. There is no organization. We have no idea how many bills we have. We really don't. We don't know what subscriptions we're paying for.
No.
We have no idea. So for the financial side of things, the hustle needs to be us having a weekly check-in or at least a monthly check-in, you know, going back to like aiming too high. Maybe if we sit down once a month and we go over the books and we say, here it is. I'm gonna smoke a big cigar and I'm gonna have this really cool like hat, like a visor hat that's green, you know, and you could see through it. I'm gonna wear these really big thick sunglasses, and then you're gonna come in here and there's gonna be like a light just on me and everything else is gonna be shut down. I'm gonna have like this nice little like adding machine next to me, and I'm gonna have this big cigar and I'm gonna go, here's the numbers for this month, sweetheart. Let me take a look at it here. And then I'm going to look at you and go, I don't know what any of this means, so I need you to tell me what it is.
Yeah.
But that's where I think the focus should be. Not you working more, but us figuring out why you're working and how can we get it to the point to where you don't need to work more. We need to work towards the correct things.
Well, this goes back to why I need to focus on school. If I was an RN right now and I could travel within state and have 13-week contracts, optimizing my money, only working 3 days a week instead of 4 or 5. And there's a lot of travelers who they make so much that in between contracts they take 2 to 3 whole weeks off. Sometimes they take a month off.
Yeah.
But the ones who do it in state, they're still only working 3 days a week. So they still have 4 days off throughout that week, plus an extended period of time before contracts. Because I hate school so much, I've kind of put myself into a corner with being an LPN. There are travel contracts I can do, but they're for extended care facilities, and that overwhelms me.
Yeah.
And mentally, I don't think I could handle that.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't let you take that job.
I could not.
Not to be
that.
like I'm the man, you listen to me, but no, we're a partnership and we listen to each other. I would just be like, babe, I do not feel comfortable with you doing that. So
that's why I have to focus on school. And I probably won't take any classes. There might be a few classes I take in the fall because I do need some extras before I go back into the nursing program. But maybe one in the fall, one online 8-week class or something, you know. But I've got to start prioritizing that as the kids get older. You know, if they all decide to go to 4-year colleges right out of high school, they're all going to be in college at some point at the same time. They're all going to be in high school at some point at the same time. And as much as we work now to maintain our life, how much harder is that going to be at the level my license is?
But that goes back to prioritizing where our money is going.
Yeah.
To making sure that we're organized with our finances and making sure that we understand where everything is going.
Yeah.
We're very willy-nilly about things.
Well, here's the other problem. We're millennials, and this is already our second big economic crisis.
I don't blame any of that stuff.
I do.
I honestly don't, because I feel like and it makes it harder. 100% it makes it harder, and I'm not naysaying that whatsoever. I am saying that there are things that we put money into that we don't have to.
Yeah.
And we just need to find those things because I'm getting alerts on my phone right now for things I had no idea what it is. It's saying your new yearly subscription was just added. And I'm like, what are you?
Yeah.
Because it's an app on my phone I downloaded 8 months ago to catalog my comic books and barely used it.
Oh.
Luckily, it's only like $6 a year. But I'm like, and that sounds like, oh, who cares, $6 a year? Okay, well, that's one thing.
Yeah.
How many other garbage things that I don't even use are doing that?
Yeah.
So it's just like figuring all that stuff out, making sure that we have not budgets. We're not a budget people. We'll never be budget people. We're not going to. That's another part of this, is understanding who we are. I'm never going to budget. It's not going to happen. I like that. I'm buying it. But
see, I do budget.
I understand that.
I don't ever look at something and say, I like that. I want it.
Yeah. So that's where you're important in this relationship.
Yeah. Well, but so here's a new thing we started this year. We have, for good reason,
divided our money.
Started separating our finances. I convinced Jake to get his own bank account, and he was very sad at first. When you are dirt poor, separating your bank accounts doesn't really work because you literally need every penny.
Yeah. Now we're just broke.
Right.
We're not poor anymore. We're just broke.
Poor means that you have to choose between the electric bill and the rent and see if one or the other will work with you. Broke means you took care of everything, but now you have nothing extra.
Yeah.
But with your career and for tax purposes and everything, it just made sense for you to have your own bank account. I didn't want to look at that because any money that hits our joint account, automatically I think, okay, this is money I have to pay on this. And then you're sitting there going, hey, I have to book an Airbnb. Yeah. Where's all that money I made last week? And I was like, oh, I thought it was for me to use. I paid on this and that.
But here's kind of the cool thing. Once I figured it out, because I hadn't had my own money for so long, that I was just like, I'm buying all of this. And it took me a minute. But now, like the last few months, I've given you more money than I probably did when I was working full time at an actual job.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like constantly just giving you, like sometimes I'll go do a full weekend and come home and just be like, here you go, babe.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what? But, and I'm just like, here, I'm fine. So take all of this money that I made this weekend.
So currently we actually he has his own account. We have 2 joint accounts. So we have to work on having each our own individual account and one joint account. I've been talking to a lot of other couples who do this, and they figure out this is how much our monthly household expenses are. So this is how much we each have to put into the joint account, and then everything comes out of that. And then whatever's in our own accounts is whatever. So if we want to spend money on just whatever, it has to come out of our individual accounts. It can't come out of the joint account.
Right.
So, and I'm glad I like I said, I've been talking to a lot of married couples, a lot of couples who've been married much longer than us. And it seems to be the best course of action. So that's the next thing we got to work on. I'm also very lazy, though, and so much comes out of our joint account. I'm like, oh, I've got to switch it all over.
I know. I was looking at the same thing, trying to figure out, like, what is what?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got stuff on PayPal. I've got stuff through my phone subscriptions. I got stuff on credit cards. I don't know. That's why we just need to sit down and just be like, okay.
And the reason, before anyone thinks, the reason our current joint account doesn't work is because our other 2 accounts are at a different bank. Mm-hmm. So in order for us just to easily, I know there's other ways to do it through different banks, but to easily transfer money into the joint account, I need to get my own account with that same bank, and we need to close down this one. But again, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. So, well, I feel good about this episode and good about this year coming up and good about last year. So hopefully everybody is having a great new year so far. Mm-hmm. I hope everybody gets what they want and deserve.
I do too.
Yeah.
There's some people that deserve good and there's some people that don't. And I hope they all deserve what they get.
Everybody who supported us last year, thank you very much. This was a very willy-nilly episode, so we actually do not even have our Patreon pulled up right now, but everyone who has supported us on Patreon, thank you. Mm-hmm. We're actually working on getting that also prioritized and organized and figured out, and I think it's great that people show us support that way and show us that they love us. It's patreon.com/laughandbeblessed if you want to and can. If you can't and don't want to, no biggie. So thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Laugh and Be Blessed with Jake and Cheerubal. And just remember, this is the only podcast to give you herpes. No, I don't know why I keep saying that. I don't know. But because you're getting ready to be like, you're going to say the thing. So thank you guys so much. All year long, all I want you guys to focus on is one simple thing all year.
Laugh and be blessed.